When you race, it's all about passions. Make up your mind, what budget are you willing to sacrifice with this? And the word sacrifice is probably the right one.
The shop car, just full bolt on built engine.
On the low RPMs, it's stuttering, the handling, the suspension is settings and too soft.
It's 90% headache and 10% fun. But the 10% is so much fun, it makes up more than the 90% of your headache that you have.
In first place, who is now pretty much officially the new fastest STI in Full Throttle Weekend, Thomas Raldorf!
We set a goal for going to the World Time Attack Challenge in Australia 2025. And we know what competition we're up against, and we know how much we have to improve the car. So obviously what we do here is at a completely different level than most of the other people who come here to race and have fun. We also come to race and have fun, but with a goal of going there and being competitive.
It's going to be an interesting battle between Camilo and Angelo Magoto, but then Thomas Raldorf, driver number 29, sets the fastest time with a 1:45 out of nowhere.
So everything I can say for race drivers is listen and learn from people with more experience than you. Don't think you know everything. Improve yourself as a driver before you start spending the money on your car, because that's literally the bottomless pit.
Three laps to get your best time on the fourth, and then after the 3 hot laps, in the pit lane na kayo. Copy? So out lap, 1, 2, 3 hot laps. That's when you give it your best. And then back in the pit lane tayo. So do your best today, have a good job, have a good race, enjoy yourselves, and guys, good luck everybody. Thank you guys.
Morning. So yesterday we had our first full day of testing with all the new upgrades. We spent most of the day setting up the car, dialing in the suspension and doing all the tweaks to it. So we didn't get the most out of it yet, but we obviously improved and we set a new Subaru lap record here again with a 1:42.2. But I had a lot of things going on in the car and made a couple of driving errors. So on my fastest lap, I made a driver error. So there's definitely more time in the car. So we're going to try today, see if we can do better. They are promising rain for today, so we're not sure how many tries we're going to get in the dry before it starts to rain, but we're going to do our best.
It's okay.
Okay guys, so race day finished. We were consistent on being slower on race day than practice. But we still beat our record. So our previous official record was a 144 or something. Now we're at 143.2. So that puts up on the top 3 on the all-time list. Also, the car had some clamp issues on the last race, on the last run, and some driver error issues on the first. So I'll hand it over to Thomas to talk about the car.
Oh, the car with the changes has been really good, but it takes some time to dial in the suspension, and it takes some time for me to compensate for the suspension not being right, hence the driver errors. And overall, a very good package. We saw that in practice yesterday when we did a 42.2. So we were full second faster in practice yesterday. But there's still things to be done, still things to be improved on. Obviously, there's stuff we can improve on reliability on the car. But in racing, there's something we call fault 40, which is about 40 centimeters behind the steering wheel where the driver sits. So if there's too many errors from the driver, it's difficult for the mechanics and everyone to fix the problem. So first you fix the driver, and then you fix the problem. So I was a part of the problem today, but hopefully better next time.
All right, so major things that we did to the car since last race was obviously the wide body, wider wheels, wider tires, the 4-way suspension from MCS. The power is the same. We just did a little fine tuning on the throttle. Radiator, a bigger one. We also got a better oil cooler, Setrab oil cooler. The positioning of the intercooler and radiator and the mounts was fully redesigned from last race, improving on the cooling. We improved it by 10 degrees on this race, so it's really good for the car.
Yeah, but you can see we didn't on all the other races. We have improved the horsepower and the horsepower and the horsepower. So everyone contributed the reason for going faster because of the horsepower. But we didn't change the horsepower this time. We actually made it almost 10 horsepower lower. 10 horsepower lower, but still went about 2 seconds. No, 1.3 seconds faster. And that's purely because of the handling of the car. The car just handles so much better. There's not the body roll that we had before with the new suspension and the wider traction on the car and the wider wheels. So overall, it's a lot better to drive. I know it doesn't seem like it with all the mistakes I made today, but I feel a lot more confident in the car.
So coaching today, I think this will be. We won't be going back here for a while. Our next race will be in Clark. We are gonna try to put a bit more power on the car. Hopefully the transmission's here on time, and we'll see what happens. So we have not gotten an official lap in Clark yet, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We would like to thank our sponsors, fluids, oils and everything, AMS Oil, Nangkang also for the tires, and the people who helped build the car, Group N for the alignment, Fiberworks for the body kits, for all the other carbon parts, Speedworks for tuning, ECOTech Custom Tune, and I would like to thank all our mechanics, our full crew for making this happen. So without them,
they worked. I mean, they really worked tirelessly. We had a month to prepare everything. Less than a month.
20 days.
And we had to completely redo everything on the car, refabricate everything, and they worked day and night for those 20 days to get the car ready. And they were still, the night before the car was leaving, they were still body parts left, right, and center in the car. They were still installing seat mounts, seat belt mounts in the car. And so hats off to them. They really, really did a great job.
All right, so please like, share, and subscribe. Not only the Mech Automotive channel, but also the TR Racing channel. So on his channel, it's a lot more detailed, no cutscenes. It's straightforward. On our channel, it's like a highlight of what we do. So if you want the more, if you want the detailed stuff, you follow and subscribe also. Thank you guys. See you in Clark.